I'm going to show you how I do my dip nails at home. I love doing my nails myself. It is like my time to de-stress, keeps me occupied. Like, it's like mental stimulation, honestly. I love it. So first things first is you want to prep your nails. I use these aloe drops and a cuticle pusher to push back my cuticles. You can use any kind of oil, olive oil, coconut oil, almond oil. I just prefer aloe oil because I love it and I have it, so that's what I'm using. And then once I push back my cuticles, I do wash my hands. I wash my hands a lot throughout this video. I'm not showing that I wash them, but you want your hands to just be as clean as possible and your nails to be as clean as possible. I love this cuticle tool. It looks like it kind of hurts, but it doesn't. You just have to be careful with any of these tools. They're all sharp, so you just want to be careful. This is amazing though. This gets all of the dead cuticle skin right off. It is so easy to use. You just want to make sure you use oil every single time, never do it dry. For my nail tips, I prefer to use clear tips. They have white tips. They have all different shapes, but this is the one I prefer. And then I use some nail glue. I'm not really picky with the nail glue. I just kind of use whatever I can get my hands on, whatever is available, the fastest, usually on Amazon Prime. But that Dead Gal nail glue is actually really good, and I like the brush on it. And then I'm just measuring out my nails. By now I kind of know which ones I use because I've done my nails so many times. And I just am putting on those nails, holding them for about 20 seconds, lining them up. There's like a little ledge, you'll see it, that needs to go up against your actual nail tip. So make sure you put them on correctly and then hold them down so they don't pop off. I like to use these nail scissors. These are actually scissors for your nails. So they have a nail cutter, like a fake nail tip cutter, but I prefer the scissors. I feel like I can shape them better. So that's what I prefer, and I just cut the tips off. I'm doing a long set for this one. This is actually how I like to do it. I like to do a long set, and then when I want short nails, I just give myself a fill. So I'll cut the nails pretty short and then file them down, do all the stuff you need to do, and I'll reapply like an actual, like almost like you're getting a fill at a nail salon, but I'm doing it with dip powder. I'm not a pro. I need to state that now. I'm probably doing something wrong along the way if like a professional is watching this. But this is just what I like to do, and I think they turn out really well. Practice makes perfect, so you learn new things along the way. If you guys have any tips, if you do your own nails at home, leave them in the comments below because I'm always trying to get better at my nails. So definitely leave a comment if there's like a little hack or tip I need to be doing. Now I'm just measuring, making sure that they all are evened and match each nail. And then I'm using these mega clippers and shaping my nail. I like to do like an oval shape. So I like to cut each side. It kind of gives them the shape, and then when we file, we're going to perfect that shape. There's so much filing, like so much filing when you do your nails. That's what takes the longest. I buy this big pack of 180/100 nail file grit. I think it's 100/180. That's the grit I use. And I buy a big pack of it, and they go fast. Like, they go really fast. They look really dingy, but they do the trick. I wear them down. Because there's just so much filing involved. What I'm doing now is getting the sides of the nail. So those fake nails overlay onto like your skin because you want them to kind of fit perfectly and shape them perfect to your nail. So you do want them to overlay a little bit, and then here you can see up close I'm filing them down on the sides, and then we're going to file under the nail, on top of the nail, just get it to the shape that we like. And then there's this little ledge. You want to file that down and make it as smooth as possible. You want it to be super smooth because we're going to put the activator on and you don't want a lump. So go ahead and file that, rough that nail up. You want it to be completely rough because it just helps if there is some texture. It helps the activator and the base, or the base and the activator, had that backwards, go on nicely and not lift your nail. I'm also buffing it a little bit. I like to buff it out with a buffer, so go ahead and do that. For the dip powder, I use transparent dip powder. It looks white, but it comes out clear. That's what I like to use so that I can do any color that I want. And I'm using the Azure Beauty dip. I'm not really picky. I've only went through 2 dip powders total, and I used the beetless and then this one, and I can't tell the difference, so I like them both. But I do use the beetless dip powder kit. There's a few things in here, and I really only use 1 and 2. 1 is the base, 2 is the activator, and then there's a top coat and a brush cleaner. I don't use their top coat because I don't like it. For some odd reason, it's super weird and it's like oily, so I don't use that, but I do use the brush cleaner occasionally when I am cleaning my brushes. I'm also getting some acetone ready because if you get any of the dip onto your real nail, you're going to want to go ahead and use acetone to get it off because it will set onto your skin and you don't want that. So I just put a little acetone in a little bowl, and then we're going to go ahead and do our dip. Just paint your nail like you're painting, you know, nail polish on. Just get a nice coat onto there, a nice thick coat. You can do this twice, but a lot of people do it twice. They do the base coat twice. So they'll do 1 coat of base, dip it, and then do it again. I only do it once because I like a thin nail. I don't like when my nails are chunky and thick. And I think 1 is totally fine. I've never had issues with lifting or anything like that. Just do a nice thick 1 coat and then dip it in there for about 7 to 8 seconds. Tap it off, tap the excess powder off, and then do all your nails. And then we're going to brush it with a makeup brush. I'll show you guys that in a second. Now that you've dusted all of the powder off, my next biggest tip is to file down your nails. After you do that base, before you put on number 2 activator, file it down. It just helps with the lumps and the clumps. You want it to be nice and smooth. So go ahead and just file it down like a light, nothing major. You're just lightly doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does make a big difference, I've noticed. And then after you do that is when I add number 2 activator on, once it's nice and smooth. The activator just helps harden the nail. It activates with the base and gets the nail nice and hard. Alright, the nails are done. This is how they should look. And then we're gonna, of course, file down again. Lots of filing, like I've mentioned. The nail file business has to be booming because you go through these like crazy. But yeah, just file them down. If there's any like rough edges with that base and activator, it could add some clumps. So get them nice and smooth. Make sure you get underneath. And then these are the 2 brushes I'm going to be using for my gel nail polish. And the green one is for like cleaning up the edges, and then that little yellow one with the smaller brush is what we're going to be using the design for. I don't have like a nude that I loved, so I'm using like this taupey color. I thought that would look kind of cute with this set. I wanted an overall nude color, so I'm doing 2 coats total. So 1 coat first, and we're going to bake it for 120 seconds. And then do a 2nd coat and bake it again for 120 seconds under the lamp. I really like this lamp. This is actually the 2nd lamp I've had. I went through one pretty quick. It like just stopped working, and it was like the cheapest one, so that's probably why. So I got this lamp and I actually really like it. It works really well, and I think it bakes it so much faster. A lot of the times I would bake it for 120 seconds and it would still be wet. So kind of invest on your lamp you're going to use, because it just makes the time go by so much faster when it works really well. So this is the green tip I went with. I love this neon green color. I've painted my whole nails this color and I absolutely loved it. So I'm just going to add a little bit to a bowl so that we can do our tip. And for the tip, just practice makes perfect. It's not going to look perfectly even on every single nail, but that's kind of the point of it. So just do the best you can. I like to kind of meet in the middle, so I make one line on one side, the other line on the other side, and then meet in the middle. You can do a pretty thin layer because we're going to bake it under the lamp, and then we're going to do a second coat and then bake it again. So 2 coats on each of the colors. So you can do a pretty thin one now and then do a thicker one on the second one. Like the beadless top coat, and then I also left a link to the other polish I use. It comes in a blue container, but I forget the name. It might be Azure polish, but oh my gosh, I love that one. I like to try new stuff, so I was like, oh, let me try the beadless out, and I do like it, but I actually prefer the blue bottle, which I'm linking for you guys. So either one though, whatever you can get your hands on. Sometimes they're out of stock or they're gonna take like weeks to get delivered, so sometimes I just get what's gonna come the fastest. And then we're gonna bake the clear polish, bake it for 120 seconds because you want that to be super, super dry, because then that will be the final touch of your nails. And then last, we're going to add some aloe drops. I've used some acetone to clean up polish. That really dries your skin out, so you definitely want to add some oil when you're all done with your nails. Again, I'm using the aloe drops, the same oil I use for my cuticles, because it's amazing and super hydrating. So I'm just adding some oil onto my nails, and then they're done. They're a little long, they're a little different, might not be everyone's style, but I do love like bright colored tips. And I thought the nude turned out pretty good, a little different, but still pretty cute. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and you guys can follow along and do your dip nails at home. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.